I have a little bit more welding to do. I had to leave and do some other stuff, but I'm back now. It's been a couple of days since then. Literally haven't worked on this thing in a couple of days. Alec is working on the dry sump tank. He got it mounted with our little lower mount here and did the brackets for that. Now he's working on like the safety tube. Because it's obviously directly in front of the tire, sorry, directly behind the front tire, you know, it gets a little bit scary. This I actually had to notch out for angle clearance. The Z06 one sits here, which would be better for angle clearance, but I'm just so worried. I mean, like, it's such a contact sport nowadays, so I wanted to keep it as close to the chassis as possible. So Alec is working on this protective bar. 1.25 inches, notched it in, and then yeah. And you see it hangs just in front of the tank. And for good reason, because yeah, you can see over here, this tank has definitely taken, or the tube has definitely taken some hits. The tire moves back and runs into it. Yeah, that's part of it. He's getting that done. He also cut off the front end. Look at that. Cut off.
Stubby car.
Stubby. Got some plates tacked together, so I need to get these welded up, but this will be boom in there, and those will sit on that just to kind of better brace this up and tie everything together. It's not going to be welded, it's just going to be sitting there, but that needs to get welded in. So I need to finish welding the cage, and then more welding for me. Back on the TIG table, going to be welding up those front frame rail caps. This is where we're at. Got the nuts placed. Of course, I use the countersunk bolts. That's why we have that whole thing right there. So we have the countersunk bolts to hold it centered in the hole. The hole is obviously slightly oversized. These are the plates from Chris, the CAD engineer at Part Shop Max. And then I think I explained to you guys how this is gonna sit up against the frame rail, kind of the dick that holds the subframe in. Gonna weld around these. You see how it has even like a little laser around where the nut is supposed to be oriented so that there's weld room around here. I just checked the squareness of this. So that is nice and square and flat on both of them. And now it's time to weld. So do some welding, flop out the bolts, and get this plate all done up. Let's get it. The front plates are totally welded up, and I am at the front end. These things are ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Remember, these notches and these pegs are gonna sit up against that subframe stud in there, and it's gonna, the perfect amount to weld in. And that's also gonna help keep these square, up, down, left, right, everything. So, let's weld them. We should probably paint the inside of this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Gotta paint the inside of it. Can't forget that stuff. Boom. Nice. Hell yeah. We are working on the dash mounts. This little quick latch right here goes right there, and then there'll be a tab right on the inside. Oop, can't see. There'll be a tab right on the inside up against the tube. So I'll bring the welder over and get that tacked and get the anti-intrusions welded up. But yeah, the dash mounts pretty easily. It is unfortunate because there is a gap now because it was trimmed for the other cage. So it's not gonna be like fit perfect, but I definitely don't feel like buying another dash. That's for sure. Dash tabs are welded in. Boom, boom, both of those. So the dash comes out with just those quick disconnects, super easy. And then Alec just made these plates here. Because the stock dash bar basically bolted and was glued, or yeah, it was like glued and spot welded to the trans tunnel, we welded it up. But then it also bolted here, so that in theory should have been to strengthen this box tube to each other and to the trans tunnel. So I figured since we were getting rid of that, it would be a good thing to do to drop these plates in. So we have one of these plates on each side, and that way it's doing everything. It's gonna make it easy to mount the steering column. This new dash bar being tube, it's gonna make it easy to mount the steering column. It ties into the trans tunnel completely there, as well as this, and should be a good amount lighter. So checks all the boxes. Those need to be welded in. On to the next. Next step is figuring out the door pull situation. Now on this car, we welded 2 tabs, and then we had the release that usually goes to the trunk, because there's a trunk release. Welded 2 tabs on the door bar, but Alec, this genius man, since now we have like 2 sets of cables, because we have the cable that came with this car and the cable that came with the race car. This is normally mounted right here out of the car on the roof ledge, and that's how I get in and out normally. But this is normally mounted to the side here in case you need to escape. Like if the battery dies when you're sitting in the car, it needs a mechanical release because Corvettes just have an electric button. So Alec thought we're gonna use one of these in here and then one of these in here, because the cable's basically attached the same way. It's just a different style of cable end. So instead of having 2 tabs and having to pull that, you use the original lever. So he's getting that side re-drilled, because the lines for the rear mounted radiator run kind of along where that would normally be, right here. And usually that gets mounted down there in the rib nut. So he's gonna mount it higher up so that the lines can run underneath. But other than that, it'll work basically how it would stock. Super easy. The next thing I just did was I tacked in these plates. Those are for the brake line quick disconnects. You can see here. Makes pulling the calipers and the subframe way easy, like when you're doing a clutch on a Corvette. So you can see these, boom. Dry brake, quick disconnect, so you can drop the whole subframe, leave the calipers on, everything. Makes life easy. And then next is this nitrous bottle mount. I'm gonna be working on that. This is an HGK piece, super sick in carbon, where before I just had a piece of metal welded in as a bottle mount. So I just made this tab and gonna get that bolted in. But yeah, we're approaching. And I just tacked the seatbelt eyelets. Got those ready to be welded too. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as the updates. We just got a couple of things tacked that's already kind of been done and fabbed, just getting ready to get them welded in. A couple more days before this thing goes to paint. So what Alec and I just spent a little bit of time doing is marking out the firewall for the big cuts. So, probably it's hard to tell, but this is basically a notch with a backing plate so that you can get the firewall in once the chassis is painted. See, it's a backing plate, riveted in and then all caulked together. So what we attempted to do is put the firewall in that car, but we couldn't get it in. It wouldn't slide up. And I think it's because it needs to be flexible enough to kind of slide in. It's tough. So we marked out the holes exactly where this cage is, which is not exactly where that cage is, but pretty darn close. We're gonna do 2 hole saws, slid it up from there, and try to slide it in. Okay, it's been like an hour. And the hole is much bigger now, but it fits. Trimming, cutting, fitting, flexing. Opened up some here on the side. We got this nice and big in hopes that it's not gonna scratch the paint when it goes in, even though it's still tough to do. So let's fit it, hopefully for the final time, other than like some touch up, and then add a rib nut here or there.
Still touching that? Is it? Fuck! No, I think it's okay. It's not like flexing.
So it's hard because the shape of this, when it's coming up, the tube is a lot further in. You know, you're first touching here and then it winds up here. So we got it fit perfectly around the bottom, and then that inner cap will fill that in perfectly.